called me. Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video, and today we're gonna answer your Q's, your questions. About 3 months ago, I asked you guys if you wanted to ask me anything, which is really pathetic that it took this long. What's also pathetic is that I plan to do this for my 20,000 subscriber special, and I'm at 26,000. But hey, better late than never, I guess. Let's just jump right into it. Do you think the new SS Ultra Magnus or the Combiner Wars one is better? I gotta tell you the truth, the only one I have is the Combiner Wars one, but I gotta admit, I'm really into that Studio Series one, so maybe the Studio Series? I don't know, I'll have to check back when I get it. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Cheese. Which Transformers movie is your favorite? I think I like Dark of the Moon, but at this point I'm not sure. It's been a long time. I'm starting to see the cracks for it, but I like the cast of Autobots. It's very different. I like the Decepticons specifically. I mean, it has all 4 of the main Decepticons. What would you rate Studio Series as a whole out of 10? That's kind of a hard question to really answer because there's a lot of variety in Studio Series. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really I don't know, should we give it a 7 out of 10? I don't think that's a bad answer considering there's a lot of flaws in it. Favorite Transformers toy line? I think that's the Siege War for Cybertron. I know some people aren't into the almost Cybertronian forms, but I think the figures are very solid. I thought I'd answer this, but someone asked about tier lists. I would love to do them, but I feel like a lot of people are going to compare me to other YouTubers that are also doing it. I don't know, it's definitely something I want to do. What do you think of me? Am I ugly? I don't know, let's get a good look. Ah! Have you ever thought about quitting YouTube? Yeah, there was quite a few times. Back in the day when I really started, I was like, do I really want to continue this? It's not really how I planned. I want it to be more like, I don't know, nostalgia critic at the time, but now, nah. I just keep going and see what happens, you know? Opinion on the Creo line, it was how I first discovered your videos. I'm guessing by that Creo Craze show I used to do. So I think Creo was a pretty cool concept, but I think the thing for me that really ruined it was with a lot of the bigger sets, they just didn't really look right, and then also you had to take apart every single piece, and there were a lot of parts. Like, I got that Dark of the Moon style Megatron, and I transformed that thing only maybe 2 times because I don't want to sit there for, I don't know, half hour to an hour trying to rebuild this thing into a truck and then rebuild it into a robot. I did a review a long time ago. I think it was one of my first reviews of that Megatron where I just took a photo of the truck and I said, yeah, this is what the truck looks like because I didn't even bother. I think the right move was the battle changers. I thought that was pretty nice. And then I also like the micro changers because they were minifig sized characters, but then they threw in a couple of extra parts, not just to kind of reshape the minifigure itself, but to make it actually transform. I thought that was a nice idea, but I think it was a little too late for Creo at that point. I would like to see them come back with something very similar to that, but also in better quality because a lot of the ball joints and the wrist joints would just stress. How do you feel about the exclusive Buzzworthy Bumblebee line? Basically, it's just a Target exclusive line. There's not really much to comment here. I mean, it's good that they decide to go through any other series with Buzzworthy Bumblebee. It's not just specifically, oh, we can only do this in Generations. No, they brought in some Cyberverse and whatever toys, but essentially, it's just Target exclusive. There's not really much to talk about. It used to be about Bumblebee, then they just kind of dropped that. I don't even know why they kept the name. Are you gonna make more Purple Order videos? So for those who don't know, I did a video review of the G1 Shockwave where the opening skit had the Purple Order, which was just every Shockwave at once. I'm not sure if I'm gonna really do that again, just because I don't really have a concept or an idea to bring that back. It was just mostly a one-off thing, but if the opportunity is there and I want to bring it up, then, I mean, it's there. What, in your opinion, is the best and worst Optimus Prime figure? Oh my god, there's so many, I can't really pick. You know, a lot of people are going to say the Earthrise Optimus Prime. I'm going to say the Siege one. I think it just looked better to me. I don't know, the legs were too thin on Earthrise, and the shape was probably a little too clean. I kind of like how the Siege one made it look like the G1 Optimus Prime, but gave him a little more oomph. As for the worst Optimus Prime, I really don't know. What character from the Beast era, Beast Wars 2, Beast Wars Neo, and various comics, would you like to see an updated figure in the Legacy line or in another future line that hasn't received one yet? I think Quick Strike, because we got a lot of the main characters, and Quick Strike was pretty prominent for Season 2 and Season 3, so yeah, I would love to see Quick Strike. What do you think people are smoking when pricing figures in the aftermarket? I don't know, but it's going crazy and it's really ruining everything, especially when people are looking up prices for figures to sell and they just look at the big price and think, well, it's going for this price, so, you know, you should be thanking me for doing it like $10 less. Meanwhile, it's still like 200 bucks. You should really see it for Bionicle and Halo especially. So this comment asks, top 5 most disappointing TF figures, and I don't necessarily know, but the ones I could think of is Studio Series Barricade. I thought he was terrible. The Earthrise RC I think is really bad. And those Authentics RC and Barricade, surprisingly enough, I wasn't even thinking of those two characters. But yeah, 2 RCs and 2 Barricades. Ooh. Favorite Bionicle? Liwa. Favorite Halo armor? I think the CQB. Favorite Transformer Combiner? Bruticus. Favorite Hot Wheels car? I have this Camaro, that's really cool, but if you're going for Hot Wheels car specifically, it'd be the RDO2 from Acceleracers. And your thoughts on TF2 Seal? I don't really have any thoughts on it, and I already love my pets. What is your top favorite figures in your collection? For Bionicle, I don't know, it'd probably have to be the Makuta from 2003. I got that recently, I love it. For Transformers, I don't know, I really like that Legacy Armada Optimus Prime. And for Halo, I don't know. There's too many things here. What spurred your decision to start your channel and videos? How have you developed your skills? Well, I just always want to entertain people as much as I can, even though I'm really bad at it. It's something that I want to do and try to, you know, get a handle on. And I'm hoping that I'm doing the best I can, and hopefully I can improve in the future. Originally, Transformers fan page started off as a Facebook page, and I had made an announcement that I wanted to make a comic series, but then people started to audition because they thought it was going to be a stop motion series, and so in turn I thought, okay, I'll make a YouTube channel and just start posting videos, because already on Facebook I was posting videos of new stuff that was going on, so I thought, hey, why not just do that on YouTube, and that's how that all started. And yeah, with the Canadian Reviewer, you know, I was based on a whole bunch of other reviewers that were doing kind of similar things, and you know, inspired by that, I should say. But yeah, it just kind of went down from there. As far as how have I developed my skills, basically just looking at what I've got. Like I've got HitFilm Express where I edit my projects, and I'm still learning different things about HitFilm Express, which is helping me out on trying to make something new out of it. What do you think about Power of the Primes? It's a mess. You know, I thought it was kind of neat that they tried to tie Combiner Wars and Titans Returns with the final chapter, but I just feel like they didn't need to do it. The Combiner Wars thing, fine. The new arms and feet pieces, fine. But some of the things we didn't really need. What was the first Transformer figure that got you into collecting? So I had a few different Transformers back in the day. I had like this Micromaster thing, I had a Minicon thing, but the Transformers figures that got me started into collecting was the Cybertron Breakdown, the Scout class figure, and Cybertron Recluse, which I would like to find a new version of because mine's broken and brittle. But yeah, those are the two that started off, and I thought, oh man, I really want to get into the shows and stuff, and here we are now. Also, why didn't you review Shockwave's War for Cybertron Siege figure? I looked at all my Siege figures and I thought, man, that would be cool to do a month of Siege toys, but that's a lot of work, so I haven't really decided to go for it. But I also wanted to do a week of the Leader class figures because I haven't done any of the leaders from the War for Cybertron lineup. So I thought that might be kind of a cool thing to kind of, you know, go into, but yeah, it's just not something that I've jumped on. At least not yet. Do you play any video games? And if so, what are some of your favorites? I played a little bit of Minecraft. I used to be a huge gamer. Like, I was so into PC games, but now, I don't know, it's just not something that I really got into. It's not that I won't play any video games. I have recently. I was playing Mario Kart with a bunch of friends, but yeah, it's just not something that I've jumped into. What's the funniest thing you've seen? Oh my god, I'm 29. I can't think of the funniest thing I've ever seen, but at least for the most recent I can think of. But have you ever looked into TF adjacent series? I mean, other series with transforming mechas? I thought about them, but I just think at the back of my head, all I'm gonna think of is, oh, that reminds me of Transformers. so that feels like Transformers. What's your opinion on Beast Box, the cubes that turned into stuff? So I understand what he's asking about, and I don't really have an opinion, and it's mostly because I just don't really have a reason to go after them. Like, I'm trying to put focus on just a couple of lines, like Bionicle, Transformers, Halo, and Hot Wheels, and pretty much leave it at that. It's an interesting idea. I do like the designs, and I'm sure the figures are cool, but it's just another thing that I don't really want to get into because I just don't have the time. I'd rather just buy another Transformer that I know the character and I know where it's coming from rather than a box that I don't know anything about. What are your overall thoughts on Junkosaurus? I thought it was kind of a cool concept, but there's so many different versions of that I can't really say, oh, yeah, that one's cool, because I can't really pinpoint it. It's a neat idea, and it kind of reminds me of, I went to a monster truck showing and they had a giant robot thing that was crushing cars, so that's kind of cool. Why do you use Shockwave in your videos? Basically, it was the only character I could do the voice of originally, so I thought, we'll just keep him around. When is there gonna be another I dropped my phone somewhere. How do you manage to maintain a consistent amount of energy for content creation, and do you have any tips for people out there who struggle with that? It's really hard for me to pinpoint that as well. Basically, I do, I guess. You know, I'm constantly trying to keep things fresh and just constantly have an interest on what I want to talk about, not just, hey, Transformers, that's cool, that exists, okay, you know? And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I do struggle with that. Sometimes I can't even put out a review. Sometimes it will take a day to film, edit, and post a review, and then sometimes it will take a week to 2 weeks to even a month. There was a point in time where it took me, I think, 3 months to do a review. Basically what I'll say is just kind of get into the groove of it. If you lost touch, then just slowly, you know, kind of play around and see what you could do, see what you got. Even if you just don't upload anything, you just sit there and you want to edit, I think that's nice. That kind of gets the gears moving, so yeah, maybe that's a good thing there. If you could be any Transformer in the whole Transformers universe, who would it be? Oh, come on. Come on. You can't tell me? Come on. Do you prefer Optimus Primal as a gorilla or a bat? As a gorilla, because it says Primal in the name, so that just makes more sense. What do you think are the odds that Hasbro and Takara Tomy will continue with making figures in Studio Series for the Bumblebee movie? After all, we're still lacking a few of the characters. A few of the characters, what, Skywarp? That's the only character I could really think of that actually appeared in the movie other than the concept art characters that they're putting out now. Although I will say, I think this comment was posted before the Rumble and Megatron was posted, but still, those were two characters that never appeared in the movie, so I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're asking. How many Hot Wheels do you have? Over 2,000. You can actually follow my Instagram page, and I've got a Facebook page that shows every single Hot Wheels car I own. Are there any Generations figure you would recommend anyone to buy when they want to start a collection? So it seems that every year, and for most waves, there's like a car Autobot that I feel anyone can get into. Usually they're very simple, so something like that. As far as the current one that's out right now, I think Detritus is a good one. Does Mike Wazowski blink or wink? Oh my god. Thoughts on Shrek? Get out of my swamp! I don't know, he seems cool. What do you think of the Rise of the Beast mainline toys? Some of them are cool, some of them are better than the Studio Series one, like the Wheeljack I think is better for the mainline. But I don't know, I'm usually into Studio Series, so I went after that. I still want that Optimus Prime, but I might just have to get the mainline one. Who's your favorite Transformer from each team? Autobots, Decepticons, Maximals, Predacons, Junkions, or Quintessons? Warpath, Megatron, Silverbolt, Predacons, I think Tarantulas, Junkions, I'm just gonna say Wreck-Gar, and Quintesson, I'm gonna say nah. Best and worst toy in your collection, I kind of feel like I'm just gonna repeat myself. Okay, I think this question is asking what would I like to see added in Transformers Studio Series that wasn't a part of the actual character casting. Like something from the past, like Long Arm from the 2007 movie toy line. I would love to see Swerve, which is the red repaint of Sideswipe. I want to see that redone for Studio Series. Is Transformers Misfortune Season 2 still being worked on? I'm pretty sure that I've made an update multiple times on this. No disrespect, but I'm just not wanting to repeat myself if there's no further update than what I've already said. Do you ever make collaborations with other YouTubers? I have 2 collaborations in the works. Alright, and that's all the questions we've got. That was something, I guess. Thank you so much for asking questions. Maybe we'll do this again in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. But for right now, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's do that. And I'll see you guys next time.